Alright, well today we have a movie video review of a movie that's very fucking relevant in today's world. The movie, of course, is the 2005 smash hit Munich, a movie that's very near and dear to my heart. And with the Israel and Palestine war raging with no sign of stopping in today's world, this is a very extremely relevant movie, and a movie everybody should watch to see an insider story of how this conflict had been going on for a very long time. It wasn't something that just popped up yesterday. This masterpiece depicts the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich and the Palestinian group Black September that carried out a terrorist attack resulting in deaths of 11 people on the Israeli Olympic team. But the movie itself is actually about a Mossad mission to assassinate 11 Palestinians allegedly involved in it. They form an elite group of agents that travel all around assassinating these members and coming up with all ways to do it. It's a very fantastic tale with ties to today's world, and it just goes to show you that this conflict has been going on for a very long time. And as masterful as Steven Spielberg was at directing this movie, it's really Eric Bana that steals the show in every scene he's in, and in my opinion is one of the most greatest acting performances ever made, as you can feel his emotion every step of the way as he cares for his family, but also leads a double life of murder and mystery. And yeah, Eric Bana is an incredible actor who actually doesn't seem to have aged at all, and he looks incredible even to this day, starring in Masterful productions. So yeah, shout out to Eric Bana, who's an incredible actor. So back to the movie, honestly, there's some really cool scenes where it depicts the ethics and morality of what they're accomplishing, and really what each member feels truly they're in it for. Most of the members of the agent's squad are Jewish, so there's some clear motivation there. But it also goes to show that there's some other motivations that they harbor, motivations of revenge, motivations of pride for their country, motivations of money, and every single actor and every single character in this show has their own motivations for what they do in this very dirty business of assassinations. And of course, this movie stirred up all manner of controversies. And when I was young and I saw it, it was an incredible movie, and I love it even to this day. But I can definitely see why this is a very politically tense movie in the real world. But one of the greatest aspects of this movie is fucking awesome, as we get to see James Bond himself, Daniel Craig, in his earliest moments. And if you close your eyes and you just squint a little, you can pretend in your own mind of minds that this is a James Bond origin story. And maybe the chronological times don't work out, but I mean, he is Bond. You cannot see anybody but Bond when you see Craig in this. He's masterful. And of course, just 1 year after this movie was released, Casino Royale came out, and you can't help but wonder that this movie was a precursor to him becoming Bond. In an extremely poignant scene in the film, you have Bana, an Israeli agent, as well as a Palestinian agent, conversing on the ethics and the political motivations they have as human beings, and it's a fucking amazing scene given today's tensions. To have two sworn enemies talk to each other in this fashion is just an incredible scene in a movie, and I cannot recommend enough that you watch it for this scene alone. I mean, in the Western world, we just see terrorists as evil enemies. But I mean, in general, what makes a terrorist a terrorist? I mean, isn't there something that they want to get out of it? Isn't there some level of revenge, or is it just pure evil? It's really these questions that this movie asks that people just tend not to really think about or dream about. I mean, that is the true question. What makes a terrorist become a terrorist? Using violence for political gain. I mean, that is in essence what they do. And the movie explores it in just such a true and real fashion. And oh boy, is the violence ever intense in this movie, including a scene where a guy gets blown literally to pieces and you get to see every bit of it, as well as an extremely disturbing scene later on in the movie where a woman agent is taken out by the squad. And holy shit, is it ever just a very disturbing, very off-putting scene to see a woman so beautiful just taken in the game of espionage. It's a really off-putting scene and just brilliantly done in the movie. So I would say that Munich is possibly one of the greatest espionage movies out there. I mean, it's very dark, it's very gritty, and it's rooted in real-world political violence and terrorism. But at the end of the day, it's just such a great movie. It's well made, it's well directed, it's deep, it's thoughtful, it has everything you want for it. It is a little dark and crude, but at the same time, Munich is just one of those movies that will go down in history as so well put together that it's 10 out of 10. It's perfect spy movie if you're looking for something a little darker. And couple that with the fact that these are real world politics going on to this day that are on our news feeds and in our news reports. It it just makes it that much more special of a movie to watch, especially nowadays after October 7th. And it really begs the question is how long are these events going to continue? When will this war be over? If these people have been fighting for so long, if there has been this conflict and deep-rooted hatred for one another for so many years and so much deep-rooted hatred, when will it ever end? Or can it ever end between the Palestinians and the Israelis? It's really deep questions, and it's great to explore them, especially with such a brilliant movie. Definitely recommend Munich. Absolutely fucking incredible movie that is just fantastic. Just well put together, very deep, very well thought out, incredible movie.